Ellen McCauley. I'm a prayed-off in Syracuse, New York on January 26, 2023. And last week on the back of your food log, there was an article that said the #1 habit you should have to lose weight, and it's not what you think. Just for yucks and giggles, did anyone read that article on the back of your food log? Maybe 4 people, okay. And that is why I repeated it again this week, because I had a feeling only 4 people would read it, and it's very important. Because one person said to me tonight, is there any specific diet that you recommend? And I recommend that diets really don't work. You have to find an eating lifestyle that works for you. But the number one habit to lose weight is finding people to share your journey. That's the #1. When you have people to share your journey, you have someplace to go every week, you can weigh in every week, you have accountability, you have camaraderie. Every single person in this room either has to lose weight or has lost weight and is trying to keep it off. God bless you. And anything you do regularly. Now, during the pandemic, I logged every single week. Every week. And I know there was a few people in the group that did. It's a habit. I cannot not log. I feel naked. I feel like there's something missing. I have to log my food. And I just think, Connie, need water or anything, babe? Okay. I have to log my food. I know I have accountability. Finding your own triggers are hard, but finding other people's is easy. Now, if I were to ask people at their table, tell me why you think your table mates aren't losing weight, they'd be, oh, I know why he's not losing weight, and I know why she's not losing weight. And if I were to say, well, how about you? You'd be like, it's not my fault. I try so hard, I work so hard, it's not my fault. So we have to create a community of consistency. We come more than we don't come. We do the log. We do a good job on the log. We share during the group time. We make health a #1 priority. I could have come home on Monday and had a case of Michelob Ultra. My mother still would have been gone. What good would it have done? I said the rosary. I asked her if she could hear me. I talked to her. I talk to my mother every day. I still can. She's right here with me. I love how it says you don't have to sit around with people singing Kumbaya. But I kind of like Kumbaya. So one of these days we're going to sing it. As a matter of fact, remember the survey we did at the end of session 28? 3 people said, I think we should sing a song at every meeting. And I kind of like that idea. And Bob's like, no, we're not doing that. No, he didn't.
Thank you, Bob.
No, he didn't say that. But the thing, that is the #1 habit. Consistency in a community. How blessed are we to have this community? And what happens is when you continually come, when you continually share your issues, your concerns with your table mates, with your group, you form friendships. You care about the other people. You care when things happen in their lives. You care when they go through traumas. You applaud their victories. You give them it's okay when they have failures. Never once has a table said, Ellen, you're going to have to get rid of this person. They're putting on too much weight. We don't want them at our table. We have never had that. So that's what we have to do, is thank God for this community, to applaud it, and to keep working on it. I am talking about habits tonight because so many people in this group, including me, we've had to face a lot of habits in our lives. And I think that by addressing them, and there's a great article here that says, the best way to change a habit is to replace it with a good habit. I smoked cigarettes. I replaced it with nicotine gum. When I finally kicked the nicotine gum, I replaced it with regular gum. I need. So I have regular sugar-free, non-stick gum. That's my habit. I have to have it, but there are far worse habits than chewing gum, okay? So, 15 years, my log is a habit. And I know there's other people in the group that would say their log is a habit. I know there's several people in the group that says, I hate that stinking log. And I'd like to throw it out the window, and you with it, Ellen. So, old habits die hard, but they can change. When I look at the changes I've made in 15 years, I'm amazed. Don't say people can't change, we can change. The first thing you have to do is think about changing. Then you have to prepare to change. Then you have to change. And then you have to continually, consistently change. So, if you think, you know what, I've always had pizza on Friday night, and I'm thinking about changing that. I'm thinking about not having 4 slices of honker pepperoni and sausage pizza every Friday night. I'm thinking about it. Now, I've been thinking about it for 14 years, but maybe now we're going to my 15th year. Maybe now I can begin to start to think about changing that habit. So what would I do to prepare? Well, you could go to Costco. I shouldn't tell you this because it is one of Bob's favorite things, the cauliflower crust veggie pizza at Costco. It's non-gluten-free. It's gluten-free. And you could get that. You could replace the honker pepperoni and sausage with the veggie cauliflower crust pizza. And then you have to actually eat it. That's the action. You eat the pizza and you say, I don't really like it, but I don't want to throw up, so maybe I'll try it again next week. And then you continually not have the honker pizza on Friday. Does that mean you can never have it again? That's interesting. I gave up creamer in my coffee having been addicted to bottles. Even the fat-free has a lot of sugar, has a lot of stuff in it. I gave it up. I didn't replace it with anything. I didn't put sugar in my coffee. I just said, I don't want to have that in my coffee. I went on Whole30, no dairy. I'm not replacing that with anything. I am used to it now. I will never go back to creamer. And that is a change. I thought about doing it. I did it. I'm continually doing it. But certain habits, like if you have such an oral fixation and you have to have cookies every night, if you say, well, I really shouldn't eat those cookies, maybe I should do something different. Maybe I should have air-popped popcorn because I need. I'm not saying you can't need. We all need. And, prayer can only go so far, and gum comes in second. God helped me, and he gave me gum. God can help give you something that you need. You have to think about changing first. If you're sitting out there going, I'm never going to stick and change, and I never want to think about it, you're not going to, unless life makes you change. And that's what we don't want to happen. We don't want to go to the doctor and have him say, you've got adult onset diabetes, you can no longer do this. We want to be the master of our decisions, okay? And then take, for example, the Bills losing the football game. One of the last things my mother said to me was, I'm going to miss the Super Bowl. She goes, well, the Bills aren't in it, and I hate Kansas City. And I hate Kansas City, too, in a Christian way, Lord, not really. So anyway, did the Bills say, okay, we're not in the Super Bowl, we're disbanding the team? There's no longer going to be a Buffalo Bills team. We didn't win. Sometimes I think in these sessions, people are like, I didn't lose any weight, I'm quitting. Now, there are people who were in the group 10 years before they started losing weight, and then they lost 50 pounds. What were those 10 years going to transpire anyway? Maybe you would have gained 50 more pounds. You don't quit just because you lose or fail. You begin to think about, okay, we're going to win the Super Bowl next year. What do we need to do that? And you have a plan. If part of the plan is less bread or less snacks, what I always say to people, change starts in the grocery store. If you see me wheel my cart into Price Chopper and you're running away from me as fast as you can, and you are practically tripping over that cart, you know you don't have good things in that cart. And I think that you have to shop as if you're running into me at Brush Up. And you can't lie because it's a Catholic group. You can't say these cookies are for my grandchildren, and then I say, wait a minute, I've known you for 10 years, you don't have any grandchildren. And then you might say, well, my neighborhood kids are like grandchildren to me. Don't start backpedaling like that. The thing is, you have to have less processed food, less fried food, less spreads, less snacks. You have to have a new routine and have your changes become part of that routine. In order for me to, by the way, both my foot doctor and my back doctor said I could ride the bike again. So I'm so excited. Tomorrow I'm going to ride 10 miles on my exercise bike, and you have to get up early to do that if you work, or you do it late at night, and I'm not a late at night kind of girl. So you plan, you change your routine. And then you say, what are the pros and what are the cons? So let's talk about the pros of healthy eating. Have more energy. Who wants more energy? Yeah! Woo! Especially you that are sleeping on the tables out there. Okay. I want to improve my health. Who wants to improve their health? I do. Lower my risk for health problems. Maintain a healthy weight. Feel proud of myself. Well, that's one thing. But that only lasts so long. Because it just takes someone to be mean to you, then you're worried about that. Set an example for friends or family. That could be an issue too. I like to write down here, live longer. Live longer, healthier. Also, my clothes. I want my clothes to fit better. I'm not saying I want to be like Gina Lola Brigida, who I think just died, and I really liked her. She, I use her as a reference. I think I'm the only one that still does. Okay, and let's talk about the negatives. You need to spend more money and time on food. Well, most of you are out at restaurants every week, so you got money for that. So you spend a little bit more money on a healthy piece of food. If you are on a low income, tell me and I'll do a meeting on it. You may need to cook more often at home. Experiment. Have cooking be a hobby. Those food shows are fascinating. I watch them and go, I want to make that. I want to make that. You may eat less of the foods I love. Did you notice it said less? It doesn't say you can never have the foods you love again. You may need to buy different foods. What's wrong with that? You may need to convince my family that we all have to eat healthier foods. I disagree with that. If your husband, no offense, is a jerk, and he doesn't want to eat healthy foods, let him eat whatever he wants. You don't have to eat what that person eats, or your wife, or vice versa. You might say, well, my wife makes lasagna. In a loving relationship, you can say to your wife, honey, this lasagna is so good. I'm just going to have a small piece and eat more, and we'll freeze it or whatever. You don't have to have tons and tons and tons. You need to have communication. Here's another thing, healthy eating. It takes work. It takes a lifetime commitment. But what is the operative word there, everybody? Life. Life. That's the operative word, life. Also, food and drink is associated with fun and good times, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Fun and good times. I firmly believe you can have fun and good times and not overdo it. Even physical activity. Improve my health. Reduce my risk for serious health problems. Feel better about myself. Become stronger. Have some fun. Meet new people. Well, I don't care about that when I exercise. As a matter of fact, some people do. Some people want to go for a walk, especially if you're single, looking for cute guys. Maybe I will go for a walk. Only kidding, Bob. Hey. Also, have more energy. Maintain a healthy weight. Those are all good reasons to exercise. Now, when I didn't gain any weight the past 2 weeks, I really haven't been doing any exercise, so you have to cut your calories a little more. Because if you have a reason you can't exercise, you can't eat the same way you ate before. You have to have a little less. You exercise, you could eat a little more. Some people think that exercise equals weight loss. Maybe it helps a teeny bit, but mostly calorie restriction is what works for weight loss. Have you made up your mind? Are you a priority? If you say to yourself, I don't have time, time's going to go by anyway, everybody. Happy birthday. These guys are going for the birthday celebration. Healthy. Remember, you don't have to log Thursday night. That's what. Don't you wish your birthday was on Thursday night? Also, healthy habits cost too much. I disagree with that too. I can't make this change alone. You are not alone. You are with us. God is with you. I don't like physical activity. There's got to be something you like. Come over to my house. I'm going to retire. Remember, don't tell my boss because I haven't told anybody yet. I'm going to retire. Come over to my house. I'll play disco and we'll dance. I can dance like it's 1978, so you're going to dance with me. I don't like healthy foods. We're going to do more recipes as time goes on. Find Tai Chi or something you like. Also have these little goals. If you weigh 256, say you want to weigh 249. If you weigh 154, say you want to weigh 149. Just pick something and work towards it. And you got to have some goals. You have to track it. And you have to be consistent and give yourself a non-food reward. If you guys saw me in January of 2008, I didn't do my nails, I didn't do pedicures, I didn't do any of those things. I came to the meeting, no makeup, no jewelry. My reward is, I got some good garage sale jewelry, and I also get my nails done. I get my pedicures, things of that nature. That's a great non-food reward, even if you're a guy. Guys love pedicures. And every time I go, there's more and more guys. It's socially acceptable. Get a pedicure. Pat yourself on the back. Also, stay motivated. There's always going to be parties. There's always going to be setbacks. Challenge yourself. If you do 5,000 steps a day, say, this week I want to do 5,500. If you ride your bike 3 miles, say, this week I want to ride my bike 4 miles. Just try to have a little change in those habits. Going to stop right there, Bobby.